Welcome to Spelling Bee Ninja, where we ignite a passion for learning and exploration. Subscribe now to join our community and gain access to free educational content that inspires curiosity and supports your journey in science and beyond. Together, let's discover the wonders of genetics and the mysteries of heredity and DNA. Let's dive in. Today, we're exploring the fascinating world of genetics, focusing on heredity and DNA. Genetics is the field of science that studies genes, heredity, and variation in living organisms. It allows us to understand how traits are passed from parents to offspring. The term genetics comes from the Greek word genesis, which means origin. One pivotal figure in the history of genetics is Gregor Mendel, an Austrian monk who is often called the father of genetics due to his groundbreaking work with pea plants in the 1860s. Mendel's experiments revealed fundamental principles of heredity that laid the foundation for our modern understanding of genetics. For example, he discovered how traits like flower color and seed shape are inherited. This brings us to the essential question: what exactly is heredity? Heredity refers to the passing of traits from one generation to the next. It encompasses everything from physical characteristics, like eye color and height, to the risk of certain health conditions. At the heart of heredity lies DNA, or deoxyribonucleic acid, the molecule that carries genetic information in all living beings. DNA has a unique double helix structure, resembling a twisted ladder. This structure consists of long chains made up of smaller units called nucleotides. Each nucleotide is comprised of a sugar, a phosphate group, and a nitrogenous base. The four bases in DNA are adenine, thymine, cytosine, and guanine. A pairs with T, and C pairs with G, creating the pairs that are essential for genetic coding. Understanding DNA is crucial, as it acts as the blueprint for all living organisms. Within DNA, we find segments known as genes, which are specific sequences that carry instructions for creating proteins or RNA. Genes are organized on structures called chromosomes. In humans, there are about 20,000 to 25,000 genes present across 46 chromosomes, arranged in 23 pairs. This genetic ensemble is what gives each individual their unique characteristics. Now, let's discuss the role of dominant and recessive traits in heredity. Dominant traits appear when at least one dominant allele is present. In contrast, recessive traits manifest only when both alleles for a gene are recessive. An example can be seen in Mendel's pea plants. Purple flower color is dominant over white. So, a plant with a genotype of pp, having one dominant and one recessive allele, will display purple flowers, whereas a plant with the genotype pp, which has two recessive alleles, will produce white flowers. This highlights an important concept in genetics. When dominant and recessive alleles are present, the dominant trait is expressed. As we explore more complex genetic principles, we encounter tools like the Punnett square. This diagram helps predict the likelihood of certain traits appearing in offspring based on the genetic combinations of the parents. For instance, in a cross between two heterozygous parents with the genotype BB, the Punnett square can guide us in understanding the probabilities of their offspring having specific genotypes. Genetics also introduces us to mutations, which are alterations in the DNA sequence. These changes can occur for various reasons, including errors during DNA replication or exposure to radiation and chemicals. Mutations can be neutral, harmful, or beneficial, and they serve as the ultimate source of genetic variation. Understanding mutations is critical, as they drive evolution and may lead to new traits that can be advantageous for survival. Another exciting aspect of genetics is genetic engineering, the direct manipulation of an organism's genes using biotechnology. One of the most significant advancements in this field is CRISPR-Cas9, a gene editing tool that allows scientists to make precise changes to DNA. CRISPR stands for clustered regularly interspaced short palindromic repeats and was actually adapted from the immune system of bacteria, showcasing the amazing connections within biology. Moving on to sex-linked traits, these are controlled by genes located on sex chromosomes, X and Y. Most sex-linked traits are X-linked, making males, who have one X and one Y chromosome, more likely to express recessive disorders carried on the X chromosome. Conditions like hemophilia and red-green color blindness offer insight into how these traits are inherited and expressed. This underscores the intricate interplay between genetics and gender. Finally, genetic variation plays a vital role in evolution and adaptation. It describes the diversity of genetic sequences within a population and includes sources such as mutations, recombination during meiosis, and gene flow through migration. Genetic variation is essential as it supplies the raw material for natural selection, influencing the survivability and adaptability of species over time. In conclusion, our understanding of genetics enhances our comprehension of the biological world and ourselves. The science of heredity and DNA is not just about inherited traits, it's a key ingredient in the remarkable recipe of life, showcasing the intricate connections that bind all living organisms. Whether examining pea plants in a lab or studying human genetics, the principles of heredity reveal much about the tapestry of life. To recap, we've delved into the world of genetics, covering heredity, DNA structure, and the groundbreaking work of Gregor Mendel. We explored how traits are passed from parents to offspring through dominant and recessive alleles, as well as the significance of mutations and genetic variation. We also touched on genetic engineering and the revolutionary CRISPR-Cas9 technology. Understanding genetics not only clarifies how living beings are related but also equips us to appreciate the complex tapestry of life that surrounds us. Thank you for joining us on this enlightening journey through genetics. We hope you enjoyed the exploration of heredity and DNA. To continue your learning adventure, subscribe to Spelling Bee Ninja for more insightful educational content. Stay curious, keep exploring, and we'll catch you next time as we uncover more scientific wonders together.